Radio 8. Here comes! Hey, run that thing up. Radio 8.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Grade A Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Musa, and I got my dog Ty with me. How you doing today?
Doing good.
We on a double-header today, man. So back to back. Here's the wrestling episode. We're gonna talk about Summerslam. Night 1 and 2 was a success. Give a recaps on that. We're gonna talk about John Cena, of course. ESPN and WWE joining forces with the new TV deal that's coming soon. And we're going to talk about the weekly shows this week. And, of course, we have our good and old reliable, the Ranker, posted their 28 best SummerSlam matches of all time. This does not include this past SummerSlam's matches. So let's keep that in mind. Tommy, where you want to start first? We got a lot to talk about.
Might as well recap SummerSlam.
Yeah, man, let's do it. So, first things first, we're going to start off with night 1. We had Roman Reigns, Jey Uso starting off the show against Braun Breaker and the tribal thief, my dog, Bronson Reed. As to no surprise, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso win the match and defeats Braun and Bronson Reed in a great opening match to start off SummerSlam night 1. What was your thoughts on the match?
The match itself was good, as expected. But that finish pretty much gave away to how they was gonna finish night 1. So I knew that was obvious at that point.
Yeah, I told you Roman they were not losing that match. It was, especially considering how the night ended. Even with that not being the case, I knew Roman and Jey wasn't losing. There was just no way. But I thought it was a great match, great match, and entertaining match. Get the crowd into it, get the crowd going. That spot by Roman was almost Undertaker-esque with him and Batista, where he jumped over the ropes and
facts
cleared them. Like, Roman, man, I know you be in the gym, man. I know you cutting up, but you gotta chill, man. You damn near jump to the stage,
bro. What? That's his one big bump per year, bro. We know Roman.
Sure.
We know Roman.
I love to see the bump, but I'm just saying you gotta don't jump too high now. Like, he was damn near about the crowd surf. But I thought it was a great match, man. I really love how good Bronson and Braun looked in the match, despite the loss. To kind of help saving grace. I'm glad to see Braun is okay because he was limping after the match, going backstage, but it seems like he's going to be just fine. So thank God for that. But yeah, all in all, a great way to start off the night. Next match, but first and foremost, Fernando, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming back to the show. Next match we had was the Women's Tag Team Championship match. We had Judgment Day with Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez going up against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, with the new Women's Tag Team Champions, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, winning the match here. What was your thoughts on this match?
I like this match. The match was good. I was actually surprised that Charlotte and Alexa won.
Really?
But then, yeah, because I still feel like the story with Roxanne and Judgment Day should still be the main point. But now that I took some time and thought about it, I'm like, Why am I surprised?
Mhm.
Because WWE always loves booking tag teams breaking up with the championships.
Sure do.
So Charlotte and Alexa is gonna hold the belts for probably a couple months, maybe, till Charlotte turns on her. That's that's pretty much it.
It wouldn't shock me if they hold them till the end of the year, and it's maybe well after
Well, if
the
they want,
Rumble,
yeah, if they want to drag out the story,
hmm
which I think would be a good idea, yes.
and have them cap it off at that could be a Mania
But
feud.
I thought Charlotte was gonna turn at SummerSlam.
Interesting. So I'm not mad at that take. However, with the build up and the lead up with them telling the whole "we're not friends" story, I kind of sense once, especially once they announced the number one contender match for SummerSlam, I knew then I'm like, yeah, Charlotte and Alexa's not losing. They're putting the Rockets underneath their ass and then shoot them to the moon. I already knew they was gonna win. Fernando has a great comment here. Alexa Bliss is going to be the one to turn on Charlotte. I wouldn't be mad at that. And here's why. Because I believe now that they're champions, they're going to tell this story to kind of establish Charlotte more so Alexa. Because the crowd already loves Alexa, right? But now you can, this has probably been the best character work we've seen from Charlotte in her career. Because the fans get to kind of see, and we also can see a genuine side of Charlotte. Like who is Charlotte Flair? We know who the Flair person is, obviously, because you're Rick's daughter. But now we get to kind of see who Charlotte is and give her a chance to kind of sink her teeth into a real character, other than just the queen and give me this because I earned it, my last name, etc. So I think that would be a nice way to kind of stir the pot up and have Alexa turn on Charlotte and have that push into the Mania feud. But again, and this is the hypotheticals because who knows? Charlotte might become a really, really good character work as a face with this whole storyline to the point where it can allow Alexa to be the heel. But me and Utah, we already know the best Charlotte is always a heel Charlotte. So, nonetheless, I think this could, if they can stretch this out and make this a Mania match, I would love to see because I think Alexa and Charlotte, given the time, can have a great one-on-one singles match. I think Alexa still got something in the tank that can give us one of those type of bangers. So.
Nah, I agree with you. I think that's why I think Charlotte's turning, because if you think about it, Charlotte has been a face since she's returned.
Mm-hmm.
So I think to them they probably just don't like the character, so they add Alexa so she can pretty much get the chairs and stuff, because now you kind of care about Charlotte being a face, because the tag team's a face tag team, and you want to see how it, like you said, putting Alexa opens up more for Charlotte and opens up more for her character that we can see. So maybe they're testing it out, but I think Charlotte's gonna be a heel um, at the end of this feud, anyways. So
Sounds good. So we're gonna move right along to the next match, and that was Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Won't spend much time on this match. This was definitely the most lackluster match of the night, and it's probably one of the reasons why night one probably won't go over night two as far as the better show. But nonetheless, my thoughts. I'll give my thoughts really quickly, and I'll let you go, Ty. Cross. I think Cross deserved to have the win here. But considering what's been going on with the contracts with him and Scarlett, which they're no longer on contract as of now, I believe, it makes sense they wasn't going to give him the win. I wish they would have gave him at least one of the wins out of the three matches they had. But again, given his character work, him losing wasn't going to hurt him in a sense because how believable he is as a character. I think he's one of the few people where a loss doesn't hinder his growth due to his character work. Now, with that being said, I still would like to see him win some matches, but it just sucks that WWE's not utilizing this opportunity that he was able to create for himself with the fans. But who knows? This could be another work. We'll see. I don't think it is. But yeah, Sammy wins. Match wasn't all that. I don't know what's next for Sammy. He did get an impromptu match, which we're going to talk about SmackDown a little later against Solo Sikoa, which I don't think that's going to mean anything down in the future. Now, Fernando also mentioned he thinks Sammy is going to win the Rumble in Saudi. That was my thought until we get to the main event of night one. But then he also mentioned Karrion and Scarlett has been removed from all W social media. Yes, this is typically the case when you are either getting let go or your contract has expired, because Ashanti, the Adonis, is also no longer with WWE. He made that announcement earlier today on Twitter/X. So, and he wasn't fired. His contract expired. So I think he's able to go wherever he sees fits. And I personally would love him on TNA with the whole Mustafa Ali faction. But nonetheless, let's move right along. What was your thoughts on this match?
I think Fernando said it best. I told you once they announced this match and we was talking about it, I was like, honestly, don't be surprised. Sami Zayn just puts belt to ass, and that's I guess they're doing right by Karrion Kross. At least he was on a PLE, but I knew he wasn't gonna win. That was not gonna happen. Yeah, it sucks, but it's what we expected. As far as where does Sammy go from here? Probably, I still think he should be fighting Cody Rhodes eventually.
No Steph
for the title, but nah.
That's a feud waiting right there.
It is story-wise right now, but I don't know. I think I'm more interested in seeing how they would book a Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes title feud. Seeing that, Sami Zayn's gonna be the baby face, so I want to see how they
underdog.
Do the Cody character, have him work a little more heelish, maybe. I don't know.
Fair enough. Fair. Now we know WWE loves to tell it. Michael Cole and the crew love to tell a good Sami Zayn underdog story. Yeah. So moving right along, the next match on night one's card was the women's championship match between Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. And I must say, if it wasn't for the previous match we just spoke about with Cross and Sammy, this match would be at the bottom. I wish they would have gave them more time. 7 minutes and some change is not enough time, especially if you're having your women fight for the women's title. Like, you would think the way they were starting to try to build it up. And I get it, the promos between the two women wasn't the best. But you're asking you're asking Tiffany and Jade, two people that's not known for their mic work, to build up a match on the mic. What did you really expect? To then give them barely less than 10 minutes of a match on one of your biggest PLEs outside of WrestleMania? I don't think it was fair. If you was going to do that, you was better off just giving them the a spot on the night 2 card to give them at least another 5-10 minutes. With that being said, though, the match wasn't that good. And I know people are going to say Tiffy's reign has been it's been spectacular, yada yada. It's been mid. Don't let the names on that list beating fool you. It's been a very, very mid run and underwhelming in my opinion. And it's not to her doing particularly. I believe if the storylines were a little bit better, more time was invested, the matches in the car and the stories would be a lot better. I mean, you're giving her Trish Stratus at one point. I love me some Trish, but give her someone else that she can sink her teeth in and let her have some good matches. Balance out your women's roster. That could be for starters. But that's my take with the Tiffy side. Jade still needs some work. Great opportunity though for Jade. I was hoping she would have won because you gave her the Queen of the Ring. Just for her to lose, I kind of wish there was opposite way. I would have much rather you just give it to Oscar, like I was saying. And I think Oscar and Tiffy, given more time, would have had a banger match. But nonetheless, that's my biggest take. Shout out to my girl Jade, though, wearing the Jamaican colors. It's unfortunate that we came up short, but I think at some point, as long as she keeps working, by the end of the year, she should be good to go. I think she'll be fine. She's missing something on the mic, but I think they can fix that. The in-ring work, she's gonna have to keep getting the reps in. So, what was your thoughts on the Jade and Tiffy match? Goldberg was better than Jade. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna compare the men's wrestling to the women's, but yes, you without a doubt. Tiffy's a tweener at this point, so.
I think overall, I'm telling you, I'm not surprised they only got 7 minutes because I don't think Creative or Triple H trusts either of these women right now. I think they're trying to hurry up, get the belt off of Stratton, and just do something else. That's why I'm not surprised that they didn't give it to Jade. Because like I said, if they give it to Jade, what do they go from there? You can't have people carrying the women's champion in every single match. Then Stratton, I don't know, bro. I don't remember the last time she had a good feud, to be honest.
I don't remember since she, yeah, to your point, pretty much. I was gonna say the same thing basically, since she had the title, but even before the title, so, I think her last best feud was probably NXT.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that with Becky?
Yep.
Yeah. So
I think she's getting the belt taken off of her ASAP. But honestly, it's WWE's fault because Naomi cashing in on their match was right there. That was the easiest way, but they did something better, so I kind of like it.
I will say this is their fault. To your point, what they should have done is, honestly speaking, y'all rushed too soon to just let Tiffy beat Nia in the feud. If I'm being honest, it made sense for Tiffy to cash in, so that's not the bad part. But to end the feud with them, I wouldn't have been mad if Nia got the belt back. Because I think you presented Nia Jax a lot better as the champion than you did Tiffy so far. And that's just me being honest, being 100% honest with my thought process and feelings about it. Yes, Bianca's not cleared to wrestle yet, though, because I think with the broken fingers she has. But Bianca should be the one to beat Tiffy. But I don't think she will, considering the storyline they're still going to try to tell. If they are, I don't think they haven't been telling it, so they might not. Between Bianca, Jade, and Naomi, which I think that ship has sailed. But
yeah, they're not finishing that story.
So, but any other thoughts on the women's match?
Nah.
Fair enough. Moving right along, we have our celebrity match. We had Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul defeating Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. And I gotta say, man, this as I started to say as we got closer to SummerSlam, this match was gonna be really entertaining. I thought the match was pretty solid. It felt like I was watching it in slow motion the first few minutes. But there was some good spots in the match. That table spot obviously would be the biggest talk of the match between Logan and Jelly Roll. And I watched Jelly Roll do an interview, and I thought this was a great idea because I thought about it when he said it, and I'm like, that's true. Most times that's not the case. And what Jelly Roll said was pretty much he told Triple H and Bruce and everyone he wanted to lose the match. And the reason being was because most celebrities that come in and do matches, they typically win. He wanted to do something different and lose. And that way, even if he ever thought about coming back in, he has something to come back to, and they could tell a story from that. And I thought that was a brilliant idea, and it worked. I mean, the fans was behind him. It was a really solid, entertaining match. I mean, Logan Paul is just, you can hate the antics and stuff like that, but I would say Logan has definitely shown me a lot since being in the ring. And I think if he's just consistent with it and takes it seriously, even more serious than he is now, he could definitely be a world champion. I could see WWE doing that sooner than later, actually. So, yeah, Jelly Roll taking the pin was kind of interesting, but it makes the most sense.
I mean, it makes the most sense because remember, I'm sitting here, we were talking, and I'm like, who eats this pin? Because I'm like, Drew can't eat the pin. One, Randy's not gonna eat the pin. So I'm like, Logan or Jelly Roll. But I'm like, if Logan eats the pin, what, Jelly Roll's gonna pin him? That's kind of a lot to take over because it gotta be, executed right.
Especially for a one-off.
Exactly. So I'm like, but I mean, given the story, they could have did that because it pretty much Logan Paul's acting like the wrestler, and he's going at the celebrity, even though he's a celebrity. But I mean, yeah, I was surprised by it. But seeing the matches we got before this match was 10 times better. So
Absolutely.
I liked it.
And I said that too the week before. I was like, don't be surprised. This match might be better than what you think. And one of the reasons why is because we mentioned it last week's show. Jelly Roll's been taking it serious. Like, he's been in the performance center. He moved to Orlando to train. He looked good. Like, he's, as far as like weight and everything, he slimmed down a lot. This is his first time under 300 pounds, they said, since he was in high school, I believe it was reported. So he put in the work, and I'm happy that he was able to get the fruits of his labor from that. But what made me turn my head around on this match was the spot on I think it was the Jimmy Fallon show when he chokeslammed Logan Paul through that desk. I said, "Oh, okay. They're trying to build something up here, get more eyes on the product, which is not a bad idea. But it also tells me that they're going to give this match a little bit more time to actually get people into it. So, shout out to Jelly Roll. Salute to him. Let's move right along to the next match. We're going to kind of speed through this. Next, we had the main event. The match of the night, of the weekend, I should say, until we get to night 2, because this is a debate. CM Punk and Gunther. And man, first and foremost, I told you he was going to drop that belt once they reported he was taking time off of it because of an injury. Once I heard that, and I knew it, but man, that was Gunther's best match probably this calendar year. Although I might give him a lead.
Look who he was facing.
But I would say consider he carried, but I'm not saying this match is better than Punk's match. I'm saying I'm giving him more credit over this match than I'm giving him more credit for the Goldberg match opposed to the Punk match. Only because how much he had to carry Goldberg.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Look at the opponents he had to fight this whole year.
Jay Uso,
he fought Jay
times?
Uso like 100 times. He had to carry Pat McAfee and Goldberg. Like,
yeah, when you put it in that perspective, yeah, that's not saying much.
Now you give him CM Punk, I am not surprised. And they gave him so much time. I was like, oh, this is going to be one of the greatest.
I don't think I ever seen Gunther bleed. He was bleeding. It made sense. They're actually telling the story here.
Yeah, it made sense. If you're going to write him off, might as well have him bleed. But like I said, the longer the match was going on, it made it more and more obvious.
But see, Seth
Rollins was cashing in. But I love the match.
And this is why I always tell that I'll be trying to advocate at WWE is like, you don't always have to be semantics with your matches, because I'm not the only one that feels this way. Cody Rhodes even agreed with me. His WrestleMania 39 match better than the WrestleMania 40. He thought that's his favorite match out of his returns, and it's not surprising to me because it's less semantics. You don't always need to have all these semantics in your matches. You can tell a great story with just them going out there and wrestling. That gave me an AEW feel with them just going out there and wrestle. And you see how much the crowd was invested in the match. And you see how much they were invested post-match before we got the roost of the century. So I was blown away with the match. Punk, obviously we already noticed, but he can obviously show he can still go. And it is because of that why I disagree with Fernando. I believe Punk's winning the Rumble because moments after Punk has finally got to the mountaintop, we had the fleece of the summer. Seth Rollins comes out. He takes off knocks over the crutches, takes off the knee brace, marches down to the ring, cashes in, and he is now your world heavyweight champion. What is your thoughts on this whole storyline that Punk and Heyman had, telling the fleeced about the knee and taking over the world title, taking it from Punk, which adds more salt to the wound?
I think as of Seth and Punk story itself, it's like they have to keep doing this because we always knew it was a Mania match, you know.
Yeah, Lil Maria.
So remember, we realized that they weren't getting the one-on-one this year at Mania. So we knew that how can they really drag this storyline from this WrestleMania to next year WrestleMania. And like I said, once they gave Seth that briefcase, I told you it's gonna involve Punk somehow, some way. Whether Punk was in the match or he won the title. As far as the cash in, I'll probably be in the minority. Didn't like the cash in itself.
Why?
Because I feel like it was doing too much. Punk's sitting pretty much in the ring. He's watching Rollins on the stage. Rollins takes his sweet time, then reveals it, starts walking to the stage. Then he looks like a typical, dumb wrestler who's getting cashed in on. I think that was a little pointless. I think it would have been better if Seth was already in the ring, then revealed that he was injured.
Or, to your point, just to add to your point about how they could have officiated it better, is you have Punk have his moment like he was doing. Gunther takes out Punk. Then Steph's music hits. Punk's laid out.
Yeah, then you do that. But
Punk's laid out, and then
if Punk's standing in the ring and you're doing this whole thing, to me that doesn't look right. As the ruse, I get it. He was lying about the injury, but it's like, if I gotta see you pretend like you're injured, then take off the brace, then walk all the way down that long ramp, because it's not a short ramp. It's not a short ramp, so he's just watching him walk down that whole ramp, then to get cashed on. I don't know. It's a little too much.
That's why he was not laid out in the ring, and
that would have been better, because he's walking to the ring, he's laid out. Now everyone's like getting scared, like,
because think about it, right? Punk's kind of motionless in the ring as he's doing the whole "I'm not really injured," knocking off the crutches and take off the knee brace. The camera could pin to Punk's eyes, looking as he's still on the mat, getting his bearings together, like, holy shit, wait, he's not hurt. He's coming down to cash in on me. So now Punk kind of buys that time as Rollins is making way to the ring. So by the time he's gets to the ring announcer for the cash, and Punk's just starting to get up to his feet, and then they ring the bell and they go from there. I think that's how they could have managed it out. I still think it ended out really well for what it's worth, but I could see you and Maria's point where just him just standing there kind of dumbfounded. It was kind of like, all right. It didn't make sense. But we're gonna move right along. We're gonna speed right into the night 2 of the events. So we had the Women's World Championship match, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Naomi. Naomi defeats Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in a great triple threat match to start the show. Riptide to Io Sky off the turnbuckle. Then you had Naomi come in and get the schoolboy on Rhea and retain the belt. What is your thoughts on the match, Ty? And also, I'm going to keep telling you, she's not losing that belt at Clash of Paris. But I'll let you stick to SummerSlam for now.
Well, I thought the match was amazing, and I thought Naomi pinning Rhea was perfect. It was perfect because it lets you know that Rhea doesn't lose anything when she gets pinned. Like she's still Rhea Ripley. So I feel like it helps, book the division better when you're having people that you wouldn't think is pinning her, pin her. Io Sky and Naomi. To me, out of both men's world titles, I agree with Fernando. This was match of the night for me. The TLC match was great, but
I feel like they watered it down with too
much spots. Yeah, too much spots. But this triple threat was amazing. And realistically, Rhea and Io Sky are 2 for 2 for triple threats right now this year.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as Naomi losing to Stephanie, I know I said it. I'm going to still stick by it.
Okay.
But I do agree that there's so much stories that could be told right now with Naomi having the belt. And if they were to pretty much have her beat Stephanie on a screwy finish, then we're building up Stephanie to actually dethrone Naomi down the line. I'm all for it. But I'm telling you, they got a bunch of names that are not your Rhea Ripley, your Charlotte, your Becky, your Bailey. They got a lot of women that they can do so much with. And I think Naomi holding the belt will actually allow more women to be on TV pretty much.
And that's one of the reasons, to your point, why I'm happy that Naomi went to Raw, and for one, to get away from this stale storyline that they haven't told the ending to with her, Jade, and Bianca, but also because it allows a fresh face to be in the division, to your point, to add more depth and variety to that division. The Rhea story is fascinating to me because it's telling the story like, yes, I am Rhea Bloody Ripley, but at the same time, she has self-doubt. She hasn't won the big one in a while since she lost the belt. She hasn't beaten Io Sky. Am I still the same Rhea Ripley? The doubt starts going in. So I love the story that they're telling with her. I think at some point she's going to overcome all that and get back the belt. And I think one of the ways that it's going to start is when she finally beats Io. I think once we see that happen, that's when the chain events is going to happen and Rhea start getting back into that spot. Because we know that's Triple H's baby. That's the darling when it comes to the women division. So she will be holding that title sooner than later. But it might be the WWE title. She might get moved to SmackDown. We'll see.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, don't be surprised if she go to SmackDown and take over that division.
I'll tell you this right now. I know we talked about Tiffy earlier, but I think Tiffy got one of her best matches on the main roster, her versus Rhea.
Yeah, because Rhea,
because Rhea's in the match, she's gonna have time to wrestle, and you just give Tiffy time to actually wrestle in the ring. They're gonna put on a good show. So
She's gonna carry her. So
maybe. I think she can hold her own with Rhea, but only time will tell. Moving on, we have the 6-pack TLC tag match, and we kind of already touched base on it a little bit. But the Y6 retains the belts. This was a spot fest. I feel like it was probably due to the time they had, which is why I was hoping when we first heard about the match, I would much rather this match have been on night 1 to give them more time. But considering how they cut Tiffy's match, night 2 probably was the best option. But I don't know. I thought it was an entertaining match. That Spanish Fly was the spot of the weekend. That Spanish Fly off the turnbuckle into those tables was beautiful. Ciampa's little can't catch me moment holding onto the belts was nice too. And God, pray for Ken LeRae because that spot through the ladder was nasty. A clean split knee right onto the concrete. But all in all, solid match, fun match to watch. I don't think it was better. It still wasn't better to me than the SmackDown match they had. Because obviously it was less teams involved, but even still. And my only gripe is I think the wrong team won.
yeah, I was very surprised at
the Wyatts.
Wyatt's retaining.
And I get it. I love that WWE's giving the Wyatts more TV time. But I think the nostalgia with the Wyatts was that they didn't really have to speak. It was just Uncle Hottie doing the talking. And every so few you have Rowan talk. But now you're giving Loomis and Gacy more of a character. It's not a bad thing, but it's gonna kill that spooky Wyatt nostalgia that they had when they first came into the WWE audience. So that's my take on that. I agree, Fernando. Too many tag teams. I was surprised that they had that many tag teams, but I also agree. I think Fraxium would have been the better choice to win. However, I can see that they're trying to slowly build them, but at some point you got to pull the trigger. I think that would have been the perfect time. If not, give it back to the Street Profits. But one of my other gripes, and it's not a gripe, it's more so a sad moment, and then Ty, you can take it away. Watching the Street Profits come out to their music by the way, which they need to change that theme song. Just go back to the old one. But the fact that they came out and there was no reaction broke my heart. Because I'm just sitting here like, there's no way in hell WWE fumbled the team like this the way they did. To now they come out to no reaction. Someone like a Montez Ford is not getting a reaction. Angelo Dawkins, who has improved vastly, can't get a reaction. A man who's using a prostate leg on national TV can't get a reaction. Like, it's just sad to see, and I hope they do split them up because I wanted them. Hopefully they can split them up and give them each a solo opportunity to start off in the mid card and kind of get their feet wet. Obviously, you don't have to tell the story of them breaking up and hating each other because you don't need to do that. You can simply do what you did with Bubba and Devon back when you actually cared about a draft split, a brand split. When you did the draft, you split them up. No love lost. Good luck on what you do on this side. I'm going to do the same on that side. And boom, tell the story from there. But what's your take on the TLC match?
I thought it was okay. Too much spots. I agree. My thing with Fraxium is like, why are you trying to slowly build the best tag team you have? That's my issue with it. Because it's just like, that's why I kind of didn't want the Y6 to retain. Because I feel like any other tag team was a better chance. But I just think, like, I don't know. To me, I feel like the match itself, yeah, it was just a spot fest. Seems like they was trying to hurry up stuff, but that's about it. For Street Profits, they're gonna split them. Yeah. And I mean, rightfully so. There's not much you can do. They before WrestleMania, they had something. Then it got ruined. Then it is what it is. But I think for the draft, all they need to do is like send like half of SmackDown's teams to Raw. Then I think both divisions get better. Honestly, as long as they're booking them correctly. But what, this is the first time the tag titles was defended on a PLE in like
Mhm.
how long? So I don't know.
They almost just completely neglect the tag divisions. So, and that's the thing. You have even 2.5 hour shows weekly. Spend some of that time for your tag divisions to have, at least properly build them up consistently. They have done that at least on SmackDown for the most part. But yeah, moving right along, we're going over to the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, no DQ match. Becky Lynch, Laura Valkyria. I thought this was a really good match. Probably in the middle or the least between the trio of Becky and Laura's matches in the feud, but I thought Laura was gonna go over here, and that was not the case. Bayley comes out, attacks Becky, and the rest is history. But I can see why you gave Becky that nickname. I'm not gonna say it on here. Also, condolences to the family of Hulk Hogan. The wrestler. Talk about the wrestler, Hulk Hogan, not the person. Now, anyway, now that that's cleared up, 'cause I almost forgot about that. Yeah, I see why you gave Becky that nickname, Ty. I'll just take it away though. What is your thoughts on the match?
Well, brother, what are you gonna do when Becky Mania runs wild on you? Because why did she beat Lyra again? You guys out here sitting here, nah, she's gonna put over Lyra. This is gonna be fine.
She was supposed to put Lyra over. I don't know what happened.
Don't get me wrong, Lyra has looked better in this feud.
Tremendously.
So it does help her, but dude, I just watched you get pretty much spanked. And like they really can't tell the story even longer because the whole stipulation was Lyra can't challenge Becky, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't get how Lyra wins in this situation.
Oh, and they make it better. You get Nikki Bella now and added into the whole scenario.
Well, it's Becky, so you know, I thought the match was great itself. Like Becky's fantastic, but I don't know. I I like that they're doing this all involving the Intercontinental Women's title, but other than that, it's just like I don't know. It could have been better. Then I think the finish was good because like Bayley being the reason adds the layer to it. But what are we gonna drag this out for another 4 months so Lyra can eventually win the belt in like a triple threat or something? Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I could see Nikki and Becky having their short little stint, and then while that's going on, you have Bayley versus Lyra. But I agree with everything you said. I really thought Lyra was gonna win, but I can see why they went the Becky route because it's Becky's elevating that mid card title to heights that it never got into, and it's only been around for so long, so that's not saying much. But at some point, you gotta let your young star get the big win, and she's still green as hell. But I've been more invested in Lyra now since she's been in the company. And that includes NXT. So the future's bright. I just didn't like the decision. And the only thing I didn't like about this match, besides the decision at the end, was Becky's new theme song. I just like some I'm sorry, some theme song just doesn't need to be changed. But moving right along. We have the steel cage match. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu. Solo retains. Again, semantics. This is probably my most underwhelming match of the weekend. I expected a lot more from this match, and for whatever reason, it just didn't deliver to the way I thought it should have. But what was your thoughts on the match?
Well, dumbest finish award goes to this match right here because I thought the match was going well, but then it ends on what Tala Tunga just big boot in the door in front of Jacob. Then that's how Solo wins. Then you have what Jimmy come out. Then Fatu does a moonsault on top of the cage after the match. Like, that doesn't make sense. All of that should have happened during the match and should have been the reason for the finish. But I mean, it was, to me, I think the finish was terrible. Biggest disappointment because I thought the match was going to be amazing. And I feel like every time we talk about a match or a segment with them, we're just left with the same question. What are they going to do after this? Because to me, I don't know where they're going with this. And we're still waiting for the other Tongan to return.
The
And
best one.
yeah, so to me, it just doesn't make sense. And the more I see it, you're absolutely right. What is Jeff Cobb doing? Doing on TV, bro?
I've been saying it.
He just doesn't fit. Like,
They're not even trying to make him fit. They have not, like, he don't need to be an MFT. He needs to be Jeff fucking Cobb.
yeah, he
I'm
just
sorry,
looks like
excuse my language, but it gets me. I get passionate about it because I see so much more for him, and just throwing him into this group, it just doesn't click. It doesn't make sense. Like, he's teaming up with Tala Tunga. He has a brother right there, Mr.
like, yeah, Mr. Bachelot.
And it's what that tells me is I don't think Tungaloa is fully cleared, because if he was, I think they'll probably have him and his brother feud, or they just want to give Tala and Jacob some reps, which I'm cool with. But he's just wasting in this group. At least when you had Jacob as the Jeff Cobb of the group, when he was in the bloodline, you gave him something he could sink his teeth to, made him look like a badass where he was believable. You're not even doing that with Jeff. And Jeff Cobb can definitely play that type of role. Now, he's not going to be the mic worksman like Jacob, but in ring wise, he can do all of the stuff Jacob does. If people's not familiar with Jeff Cobb, go watch his New Japan stuff. Go watch his small stints in AEW. Better yet, go watch what he did in Lucha Underground. He was a fucking machine. Like, I just don't understand what did it. I get you got a lot of mouths to feed, but if you're putting him in the bloodline, he's one of the main mouths that you're gonna be feeding, and you haven't done anything with him that made me care about him since he's been there. And that's unfortunate because he has so much potential to do something much better. Either you keep him in the mid card scene, just give him something he can sink his teeth into. But yeah, to your point, the match was underwhelming. It was not what I thought it was going to be. Jacob Fatu is destined for the main event at some point. But another man that should be destined for the main event, who's finally back on TV, that's Carmelo Hayes. I'm gonna keep pushing that agenda until he gets what he deserves. This whole Miz thing needs to just die. And I was high on the Miz stuff, but now you're just wasting time. Like, you're not even doing that properly. Like, just cut ties with that. Everyone else in that group that moved up, I'm gonna keep saying it. Tiffy, at least you gave her the belt. Braun is what Braun's been doing. You know, he hasn't really done squat since he's been in that faction. He was better off being by himself with the IC belt. And then you got Carmelo just floating around, who could easily be in the U.S. title picture feud, even with Solo being with the belt. So I would love to see Carmelo and Dom go at it for the IC belt if you move him to Raw. since Dom eventually is going to be a face because it's the writings on the wall to have Dom as be one of your biggest faces in the company. But that's besides the point. Anything else you want to say about this before we move on?
No.
So moving on with Dom, we have the Intercontinental title match with Dom and AJ Styles. Solid match. I love the tributes that they did for Eddie and obviously Dom's father, Ray. Allegedly. It felt weird seeing AJ Styles in an Eddie Guerrero kind of a outfit.
Attire.
It just felt so weird. Like, but I love the tribute. The lowrider was a nice touch with him and his son in the car. But yeah, I thought it was a solid match. And each and every day, Dom is itching closer and closer to be one of those main hogs in the main event scene at some point with the world title, because it's only a matter of time. The fans is starting to get behind him now. They're starting to hate him less. You seen the reaction he got in Mexico when he went with AAA. They got strapped the rocket to him at some point. He's on a trajectory like Jay was, to where when you watch Unreal, they was like, well, what about Jay? Because the fans is behind him. That's where Dom is slowly starting to teeter at. So I'm happy for him. He's put in the work. He earned it. But all in all, I think it was a solid match.
Yeah, I thought the match was solid. I already knew Dominic was winning because we're going to see him holding both titles, because I think he's getting that AAA world title. And like you said, yeah, he's a character. He grew on me. I remember sitting here like, nah, he's not the best heel yet. He's not the best heel yet. But he exceeded being the best heel so much that you have to turn him face right now, which is the most funniest thing in the world. And it's crazy to think about it, because remember when he debuted?
Oh, he was so green.
Dude, bro.
He lost weight too.
You would have to pretty much like put him next to a legend for him to get a pop. Bro wasn't even getting a pop being Rey Mysterio's son. That is like literally the craziest thing. But yeah, he's pretty much the best well-written wrestler right now, I think, across every company, pretty much.
Especially being homegrown.
Yep, pretty much.
I think not in popularity, but in ring work, the closest person I can think of off the top of my head would be Fletcher, who just won the TNT title, Kyle Fletcher. So I love his work too. But moving on to the main event match, and then we're going to get into the SummerSlam all-time list, and then we'll end the show off with the big deal with ESPN and WWE. So the main event match, John Cena loses in a street fight to Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. But the surprise of the night came to be right after, when the return of Brock Lesnar, and he comes down the ring and attacks John Cena. What was your thoughts on this excellent main event match?
The match itself, phenomenal. Like, the match itself was just well executed. They did their spots in time. I mean, at first, yeah, the problem with Cody and Cena, they both talk a lot in the ring. So you're watching them talk about all these spots. But as soon as they got more, like, quick with it, you didn't notice it as much. I thought the match was great. My only flaw was just how everything was written.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you do the double turn at SummerSlam, but they had Cena turn face on SmackDown, so that already stopped the double turn. Now I'm like, okay, now you can have Cody turn heel, and it will be good. But I'm like, the worst case scenario is just having them fight. Cody wins, and they're just both faces. And that's what they ended up doing. I didn't like it. Then seeing who came out and attacked John Cena, what are we doing right now?
The Beast is back.
what are we doing right now? And it's crazy how we went from the most shocking heel turn, the most craziest moment in wrestling history, and all that pretty much just goes away. They were on
So,
something with his farewell tour. Now it just seems like, what are we doing right now? And seeing that he's facing Logan Paul at Clash of Paris, that he's probably gonna face what, Brock at what, Saudi or something? Like, I don't
possibly.
know. I don't know. I'm kind of over it because I just feel like now they're just gonna book random matches when they had something. They gave us something with the 17th world title, and it's just like, I don't know, man.
Well, I'll say this for starters, phenomenal match. That match they had at SummerSlam was the match they was hoping they had at Mania. Now, with that being said, once we knew Cena won the 17, I didn't expect him to hold it until the entire calendar year. I expected him to lose it sooner than that, especially when Cody was ready to come back. So I'm not mad at him losing it so soon. However, I would agree with you on the heels and the heel turn and having two faces fight if the match was lackluster. Considering they had a really good match, I'm up and how the ending went on. I'm not mad at the two being two faces because it almost comes as an afterthought considering Brock's return. Now, obviously, Brock been off TV for 2 years now, I believe, with the whole legal situation going on. Clearly, WWE felt like they did their homework, assuming this is all alleged, obviously. They did their homework and felt like it was best to bring him back. It's been reported and rumored that he was being paid anyway. I don't know how true that is, but again, I won't hold my breath on that. Nonetheless, I'm happy to see Brock back. I'm not opposed to him and Cena having one more match for Cena's farewell tour. However, I said this to you in clips in the group chat. If you're going to have the one more match, have a stipulation on the match so we can get the most out of this. Don't just give us a singles match and then it's lackluster because this is Brock Lesnar we're talking about here. Like, Brock ain't about to sit here and we're doing no 15, 20-minute matches, like regular matches at that. You're going to get 10 minutes the most, 12 if we're lucky. Unless you add a stipulation to where it can kind of drag it out. So my biggest question between the Cena and Lesnar match will be what we've seen from Cena on SummerSlam. Does he have one more of those left in him against a Brock Lesnar? Because Brock's a different beast in there, no pun intended. So that's my only thing. This ain't like we're watching the one last match at Bound for Glory with the Hardys and Dudleys. Like, I don't. This ain't that. And I love the Dudleys and the Hardys, but I'm not expecting much from that match compared to Brock and Cena. Now, for Cody winning the belt, makes sense. He's the biggest star in the company outside of Roman, biggest face by far outside of Jay. Now you could tell the story with him and Drew, which we've been waiting for a long time. The unfortunate part is Drew's not going over in this scenario. But I thought the match was pretty good. And you bringing up Cena's heel turn is actually what we're going to talk about before we get into the matches, which is the title of the show. John Cena's heel turn. Was it an epic failure? It was a big moment, but would you consider it an epic failure? Fernando believes it was a waste of time. He also said they're saving Brock and Cena for Survivor Series, which wouldn't be bad in San Diego. And Cena has to beat Brock. I think Cena does beat Brock. I think this heel turn was meant to be one of the best in the company, but it fell flat due to all the backstage noises. With Travis Scott, The Rock, Creative, all the stuff backstage ruined a potential life-changing heel turn run. And unfortunately, that's how the business operates. Some of the best things we were gonna gets derailed and cut due to backstage noise or injuries. We've seen it. If you watch the Unreal documentary, you've seen it firsthand. This stuff happens. Think about it. He passed away, but we were supposed to get an Eddie versus Shawn Michaels match. I think they could have done that much earlier before his transition. But nonetheless, the point I'm making is a lot of things are supposed to be set in stone, but things happen and change so quickly on the fly due to unfortunate events or backstage noise. So, Ty, do you think this heel turn was an epic failure?
Yes, 1,000%, 1,000%. Because why didn't we just have Cena win the Rumble, beat Gunther?
That's a match I still want to see before he retires too.
And we're probably gonna see that as his last match. But like, I don't know. It does nothing. I think it fell flat. Because especially like I said, I think Cena losing the world title to anyone but Cody would help that person. Cody didn't really need it. But I get it. It was to get his win back, but I don't know. I didn't like it. And I don't like Cody having the title if he's not going to turn heel as well. Because now we're just going to see the same thing that we already saw.
Mm-hmm. I'm not ready for Cody to be a heel yet.
Yes, because they haven't done enough to really, wow you with it. But that's why I say he didn't need the title. And then, I feel like him feeling like, damn, I lost that Mania to Cena. Now he's working like a tweener.
Mm-hmm.
In these little feuds that don't involve world titles. I think it's perfect for the booking because you're putting people in a Cody Rhodes feud that's not with a title, and I think it helps everyone. But since Cody got the title back, now I think the only story you can tell with him having the title is what, like Drew. You can do the Roman. I don't want to see
maybe
that.
A one-off with Fatu potentially, but even then, that's a face and face.
Yeah, I'm saying long term.
Yeah,
to Mania because he's not dropping the belt. If he's gonna drop the belt, he's gonna drop it at Mania.
Well, one name I'm gonna throw out there that would have been nice outside of Drew, but again, it goes back to your point with him without the title. I think with him having the title, it's never gonna happen. Carmelo Hayes would have been nice because one, you're giving a young talent some rub to where the fans are gonna be like, if he can go with Cody, who knows what he can do. Let's see. We want to see more of him. And also he's gonna get tested on the mic because if you're gonna feud with Cody, you're gonna tell a promo. Just get ready to be on the mic for one segment. You're gonna have to tell promos. Is he gonna be sink or swim? And I think it would have been good to kind of see. And you kind of got a glimpse of that when the first SmackDown when he was the number one pick, and it was him and Cody to main event the match. Now, obviously, I could be saying it because of my bias for Carmelo and want to see him do well, but also being realistic because they don't have many heels on that roster. He would have fit the mold perfectly. And if we're trying to tell the story, considering him going up from now to Mania, I mean, shoot, Trick Williams might not be holding that TNA title for much longer. If you wanted to have a non-title feud and have Carmelo go over and win in the matches, what a better way to introduce Trick back into the fold? That could have been another idea. Long shot, but just throwing out ideas that you can try to see if they stick. So that's something I would see. The reason why I'm not ready for Cody to turn heel is because they don't have enough faces, I believe, on that side to him really go up against. I don't see him going against Jay no time soon. Sammy, doubt it. LA Knight would be nice, but they finally given LA Knight his chance against Seth on Raw. So I think the timing for them to do it, the time has to be right and they have to have everything in place. If they don't have everything in place, don't pull that trigger. At least in my opinion. Cody versus Drew was the right call, Fernando said, and Maria said WWE fumbled him. Yes, they sure did. All continue to. But now, real quick, we're going to go through this list of ranker. Shout out to our or reliable ranker list. They have the 28 best SummerSlam matches in their opinion, and it was voted. This was uploaded on August 1st. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to just go through the list. So let me zoom in. Perfect. So you see at 28, Batista and John, WrestleMania 08, kind of low.
Very low.
Make sure everyone can see this. Perfect. 27, SummerSlam 2009, DX versus Legacy. I wish I could see your face, Ty, because I could just tell, like, already they were.
Yeah, I got the most straightest face right now.
At 26, SummerSlam 96, Vader and Shawn Michaels. This was actually a good match.
Yeah, but 26.
This is low, but this was a really, really good match. This is almost peak athletic. Well, this is peak athleticism, Shawn Michaels. So he can almost wrestle a broom, and you will love to see it. And Vader can go in the ring back then still. So at 25, SummerSlam 2014.
What?
Brock and John Cena. Suplex City was born. At 24, we have 1991 SummerSlam.
No.
Virgil versus Ted DiBiase.
Just show me the top 10. Because what is going on right now? I'm about to,
you know we love a good old ranker list.
We're about to get like Shield versus Wyatt's top 5, bro. Oh my god.
Let's move right along. At 23, SummerSlam 2000, Kurt Angle versus Triple H versus The Rock. Appropriate, I guess. At 22,
23rd?
For now. SummerSlam 09, Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk. Ladder match. Fernando says this list is whack.
Yeah, I'm with him.
It's the ranker.
I just saw mad bangers. We're in the 20s. I'm confused.
SummerSlam 98. Steve Austin and Taker. This match was really good.
Yeah, so good. It's 21.
Yeah, I think 21 is not a bad spot though.
Yeah, I gotta see.
Considering
considering
this match should be. I think Cena and Batista's match was better. I do think that. So I think that should be higher than this match. This match was really good, but it's not a top 15 SummerSlam match. Well, let me not say top 15. It's not a top 10 SummerSlam match, in my opinion. At least for my top 10, it would be in the top 10. Let's see. Who cracks the top 20? SummerSlam 99, Mankind, Triple H, and Stone Cold. See, even this match, I don't have this match over Austin and Taker's. Like, the placement of these matches is the biggest issue, obviously. But look at 19. This is an underrated match. I think this is high. It should be higher on people's list. But because of the other name in this match, people don't want to give credit. But Orton and Christian's match at 2011 SummerSlam was really, really good. What you think, Ty? Is this too low?
Yes. Well, I got to see what's ahead of it.
And I think Christian should have went over. Just saying.
Well, we know that, but that was never going to happen.
27. This match is way too low. 2017. Braun, Brock, Roman, and Samoa Joe.
Crack.
For a match to be only like 10 minutes or so, it just gave you everything you wanted and then some. This is peak Braun Strowman. Oh, man. Let's go. What's that 17? Oh, hell no. SummerSlam 03, Brock and Kurt? No, I don't know. I'm
telling you, I saw a lot of bangers.
I don't know. This
Yeah,
is
we're
top
not even in the
15.
top 15.
Okay, as long as the other Kurt Angle match is above this, I'm cool with it. But I think it's in the right area. But I don't know if it's
Yeah,
that
it could
simple.
be lower. I think the last match.
Let's go to
I'll put over this.
16.
Wow.
SummerSlam 2001, Jeff Hardy and Raw Van Dam's ladder match. This was a sleeper match, but I think it's rightfully positioned.
Yeah.
You got something right at least. Top 15, here we go. SummerSlam 98. Triple H, The Rock, IC title match, ladder match. This was a good match. I don't know if is it top 15?
Nah, I don't know.
Maybe. It might crack it, but I think 15 will probably be its ceiling. All right. Fernando said that's crazy. Let's go to 14. SummerSlam 2000. Oh, okay. I thought it was the other 2000 match. I was about to have a fit. Benoit and Jericho. Now, if you know me, you know how I felt about the wrestler Benoit and Jericho's feud. I say it all the time. It's one of the most underrated feuds in the 2000s. The problem is, obviously, for obvious reasons, we don't talk about it due to what transpired. But I'm not mad at this at all. At all. I think it's a top 15 match. They used to put on some bangers, bro. Especially when they went to the Rumble in 01. Anyway, 13. Oh, this is way too low. No. Oh, wait. Hell in a Cell with Edge and Taker? Nah, man. This is top 10 for sure. That's a top 10 SummerSlam match.
I agree.
At 12, Punk and Cena. Triple H as the special referee. 2011 SummerSlam. I don't think this is higher than the 08 match.
But this is the summer of Punk.
Yeah. Did Kevin Nash come back at this? Was this the match Kevin Nash came back? I don't remember.
I believe so. Yeah.
Boy, Triple H when he had hair. It's almost an afterthought now. At 11.
Low.
How you gonna put the custody of Dom at 11, Ranker? What is wrong with y'all? Oh man.
Low. It's too low.
Yeah, I don't got nothing to say about that. Top 10 time at number 10. The rematch, the ladder match between Shawn and Razor Ramon for the IC title. It's teetering top 10, but I don't think I'll have it in my top 10.
I mean, at 10's good if I was to have it.
At number 9, we have 1992 SummerSlam, Ultimate Warrior, Randy Savage. This is probably one of Warrior's best matches. Damn, this was a damn good match.
I think it's top 10. So I agree.
I think it's top 10. I will concede it will be a top 10 match. Let's look at number 8. 2004's.
Yep, this is what I was waiting for.
Okay. Eddie versus Kurt Angle 04.
This is This is in my personal top 5.
They put on a classic, bro. I could go back and watch that right now. Like, that was a great match. I'm not mad at this being at 8. Number 7. Whoo, we cooking. Yeah. Angle and Austin in 01. This was a good match. This was a damn good match. But I might have to put Angle and Guerrero above it.
Yeah, I'll put this is top 10. But yeah, Angle and Guerrero for me is top 5.
Kurt Angle has some bangers at SummerSlam, don't he?
Yo, he's the SummerSlam guy, bro.
Because I'm not gonna lie, this was a great match, but I think was it Survivor Series? No, it was a No Way Out. I don't remember what pay per view. I think what pay per view name was it, but it was either No Way Out Survivor Series, where him and Austin fought for the belt. He had the broken neck, and his family. It was in PA, his hometown, and he won. I remember the whole layout because they had a bunch of different heads looking in different directions. I think Edge and Christian had their ladder match at that card for the IC belt. But when Kurt won, his family rushed the ring. That was better. I think that was a better match than this one. And I think this is around the time they told that story. So number 6, SummerSlam. Oh, no. See, they gonna have me start cussing. Hell the fuck no. This is a top 3 SummerSlam match. The hell you mean it's not top 5 at least? At worst, you could do top 5. There's no way in hell you're gonna have this match not in the top 3.
Yeah.
Nah. This and then the ending was the best because Jim Ross was cussing out Triple H like he was a damn dog. If you ever needed someone to make you feel relevant as a heel, have Jim Ross cuss you out on PA. All right, let's look at top 5. This can be conversations of top 5, yes. My only issue is it shouldn't be above Triple H and Shawn. But this IC title match was phenomenal. Bret had a lot of bangers at SummerSlam too. Him and Kurt might be the kings of SummerSlam.
Because Bret Hart's that guy, so I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at 5, but I agree the Triple H Shawn Michaels should be up there. That might be the best, the greatest.
Yes, I agree. At number 4, there goes the other Kurt Angle match I was looking for. This is the one I was thinking about. Ray versus Kurt Angle in 02. This was a good match. I'll put this over him and Eddie's. It's tough. It's splitting hairs, but I'm not mad at this being the top 5. But is it over? No, it's not over Triple H and Shawn. Number 3. I was waiting for this match. SummerSlam 94, the brothers in the cage match. Man, these two always put on great matches. I'm not even surprised at this. Rest in peace, Owen Hart, man. Wish he was still here, man. He would have been in these all-time great conversations. And number 2, who can forget this one? Bulldog and Bret in 92. But it's not a top 2 match. I'm sorry. I'll say this. It's a top 2 performance for Bret Hart, who carried this man, British Bulldog, who was on crack. Like, yo. And this story it's been told. So this ain't me just trying to fabricate nothing. Like, British was not all the way there for this match. And Bret carried this match. So Fernando believes that Bret and Owen Hart's steel cage match is the GOAT of SummerSlam matches. Not a bad take. But I'm going to go with the unsanctioned match with Shawn and Triple H. That's my GOAT match. And at number 1, we have SummerSlam 2000, the TLC match. Now, I'm mad at this being number 1. I'll be honest with you, Ty. It's either this or Triple H and Shawn. But a kid like me growing up, I love me some tables, ladders, and chairs matches. So I'm not mad at this being number 1. They got something. They got a few of these right, but there's some horrific orders, I'll say. But what's your thoughts on the top 3 at least?
I mean, the top 3, the ladder match I like British and Bret. That's probably like 6 through 10 for me. Bret Owen is yeah. Bret Owens 3. I would probably go Hunter Shawn 2, TLC 1, then Kurt. Yeah, Kurt,
Eddie?
Ray.
Oh.
Yeah, Kurt, Ray, Kurt, Eddie. 4 or 5, honestly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That is the list. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about, we're going to get up out of here because me and Todd's been on double duty today, so we got to get some things taken care of after this. But next thing we're going to talk about is ESPN and WWE are joining forces. It's been announced that starting in 2026, WWE Premium Live Events is going to be headed to the ESPN platform. And what that means is if you're going to watch any pay-per-views like SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, etc., you're going to need to have a subscription with ESPN. And ESPN is going to be launching their streaming service starting this month, August 21st, for $30 per month. Keeping it, and it's going to, the network then still going to be under ESPN. This is huge because that means WWE's events with Peacock is coming to an end this year. The contract's going to be coming up. This threw me for a surprise. I will be saying I don't think I'm going to be paying the $30 a month for ESPN just to watch wrestling PLEs because all I do is watch the wrestling. I don't want nothing else that comes with it. But what is your thought process on this huge move for WWE and ESPN? ESPN's buying up everything.
I just miss the WWE network, man. Good old $10 a month. Yeah, everything. Watch all the pay-per-views, you know. Pretty much watch old pay-per-views, everything. Now, $30 a month, I am not paying that. You're bugging. You're out of your mind. Peacock, also $10, so I was paying that, but like, dang.
Yeah, Peacock also has upgraded their prices, so I might be saying sayonara to Peacock as well.
Well, yeah, because they're not giving us PLEs anymore, so there's no reason for me to.
Yeah, I mean, I love watching my football stuff, but I could stream that. So
yeah, they do be having Sunday Night Football. So maybe.
Well, I'm a teacher, so I still got it for $3 a month until the end of the year. So
I'm not surprised. You already UFC's on ESPN anyway, so
yeah,
it was bound to happen.
TKO.
But ESPN pretty much having Red Zone and WWE, that's kind of crazy.
They are. You landed on Boardwalk and you got to pay them all that money.
We're about to start seeing Stephen A. Smith, bro.
I'm not going to be mad at it.
And manager.
Hey, as long as I can see him get speared by Braun Breaker, all is forgiven. But yeah. But also, what this tells me is if WWE is moving over to the ESPN platform, does this mean we might get WWE still might be on Peacock? And here's why. With WWE moving to ESPN, we might potentially still get some type of WWE on Peacock with the cross-platforming of TNA and NXT. Because I believe TNA might be coming in to kind of replace WWE and get a deal with Peacock. Because I think they're trying to get a TV deal, and I think this could help also like steamroll that. So that's a food for thought right there. And I wouldn't be mad at that because if TNA get on Peacock and we have access to all their stuff, and they're only charging, I think, $10 a month for their stuff. And it's kind of similar to W Network. You have access to everything. That's a no-brainer for me. I would love to go back and watch America's Most Wanted in that 6-sided cage match with Alex Skipper and Low-Key. So, which that wasn't his name back then. I couldn't think of his actual name back then. But anyway, yeah, that's something I would be opposed to. But I don't know, man. I feel like this is more about money than it is the consumers. So that's my final thoughts on it. Anything else before we wrap up?
We could talk quickly about that. WrestleMania Saudi, the 2 WrestleManias in 1 year.
Yeah, I'll let you take it away with that.
I mean, if that happens, bro, just
I might be done watching WWE if that happens.
Just
that's
don't be
saying a lot
surprised.
because it's a shame and criminal if they're gonna. It's one thing you're gonna put a WrestleMania in Saudi. That's one thing. That's a whole nother situation when you giving us two WrestleManias in 1 year. That's just so watered. It waters it down. Like you already giving us 2 night PLEs with SummerSlam, Mania, and it's looking like you're gonna be doing the same thing for the Rumble potentially and Money in the Bank and maybe even Survivor Series. Which I don't think if it's one big five, because Money in the Bank's one of the big fives now at this point. If it's one PLE that wouldn't get a 2 night, I think Survivor Series would be the one that would be just fine. Without a 2 night show. But yeah, Saudi's just trying, and it's hard to say no because they're just throwing a bunch of money at people. I was like, yeah, we want this. Yeah. Come on. You're giving us the Rumble in Saudi, which we're gonna have a bunch of women with full suits on wrestling, which is a great thing. Don't get me wrong. But it just doesn't have the nostalgia because that crowd is not. Let's be honest, Ty. That crowd is only there to see the big name male wrestlers, not some of these female superstars. Not all of them, at least. It's only a few. But that's a whole nother rabbit hole we can go down. But what else is your final thoughts on that?
I know it's gonna happen because think about it. They did the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi too. That was 2 Royal Rumbles in Saudi. They already did it once. I could see them doing it again. A WrestleMania Saudi, you'll probably get like the super big names on the card, and that's probably
We're
it.
about to have Taker versus Gunther, WrestleMania Saudi.
Yeah, pretty much. Brothers of Destruction
Don't make no sense, man.
versus Fraxium World Tag Titles.
Yeah, man. But that's gonna wrap up today's show, man. If you made it this far, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on the move with ESPN and WWE. Let us know your thoughts on John Cena's heel turn, SummerSlam, this week's shows that we didn't even get to touch on, but let us know your thoughts down below. Hope you guys have a great Sunday. Stay safe. See you guys in the next episode. Peace.